I've spent the past 2 weeks playing LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and let me start by saying this game is absolutely amazing. Not only is it thrilling and exciting, but this game is everything that both LEGO and Star Wars fans could have wanted. This game to me perfectly captures the whole Skywalker Saga and puts it as a playable form for us to explore at our own pace. Now, there are a few things to talk about regarding this game, and let me start by saying that I do not think this is a perfect game by any standpoint. There are a few things that are holding it back from hitting that quota. Although the gameplay and storytelling are executed tremendously well, there are a few major issues within the game, from small bugs and glitches to some major bugs completely halting players from progressing through the storyline. One of those bugs stops players from talking to Mars in episode 7, which softlocks the player's game, resulting in them not being able to complete the story. Now, TT Games have been vocal about this bug specifically, however there does not seem to be much happening over it, and this leads me to suspect that this bug might not even get patched, or that TT Games don't actually know what's going on in this instance. Now, I have been lucky enough not to run into any of these major bugs. I have hit the odd few minor glitches down the road, most notably my game crashing a few times when selecting extras on and off. Things disappearing such as walls, ships and characters, and even parts where my game has soft locked just because I've died while pulling a lever or performing an action. Now, I play on the PC version of the game, so your experience might differ from mine. However, PC, in my opinion, is the most disadvantaged console straight off the bat. Not only do PC users have to wait an extra 16 hours for DLC content, we also experience a weird bug where mouse and keyboard is unplayable until you set your game to the native frame rate of your machine. Plus, the game will also reset back to 50 FPS no matter what you do every time you tab out of the game. The only way to fix this is to go into the config file and change the game to your native resolution and click save. But to me, in 2022, going into a config file just to play a game shouldn't be necessary. But if we factor aside bugs for a minute, this game is truly breathtaking. The story, the comedy, the gameplay will immerse you for hours. I have just over 100 hours in the game and I have just completed the storyline. There's tons of side missions, tons of places to explore, more than a handful of planets, each with their own environments, NPCs and vehicles. Just under 400 characters to collect and play as, many of them having their own voice lines. This game is truly for everyone, no matter what your age or gender is. If you're a Star Wars fan or a LEGO fan in general, you will definitely enjoy the game. Now, if we talk about missions specifically, there are 9 episodes to go through, each with 5 main levels for you to progress through. Now, although there are only 5 levels, there are also a handful of mini levels within these episodes, such as traveling to certain locations or flying a ship to a certain location. However, these missions can only be completed once and cannot be replayed. So once you have completed these missions once, you will only be able to replay the 5 main story levels of each episode, which in my opinion is a little bit disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. Vehicle missions in LEGO games are notoriously bad, and I think this game did vehicle missions well. However, there were a few that I didn't like. For instance, the Sam Wessel boss battle, for me, was just a bit of a drag and felt like it went on a little too long. As well as the Big Fish mission in episode 1, that mission was just very boring. However, I enjoyed the space battles and the first mission in episode 8. Those vehicle missions are very good. I think as far as boss battles go, there are a good handful, however, they all feel the same when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. Most of the boss battles involve lightsabers, so it does get quite repetitive after you've done it a few times. There is one boss battle that is different, and that is the boss battle against Kylo Ren when you're playing as Luke in episode 8. However, this level is quite boring as it is just a bunch of QuickTime events. You might have a different opinion, but that's just mine. Now, co-op is a big thing in LEGO games, and it always has been. Now, this game has no online multiplayer, but there are ways for both Steam users and PS5 users to play local co-op over the internet using Steam Play and SharePlay, if you so wish to do so. And couch co-op is also available for you as well on all consoles. However, some missions are very focused on single player elements, and you will often find that one person is doing all the action while the other sits around doing nothing or very little, especially in the boss fights. So if you're playing with a younger family member or your friends, this could become a slight issue, but it's still very fun playing the multiplayer nevertheless. This game also has a nice option that allows you to save studs whenever you die by turning on full recovery for those not so skilled players. Overall, I think LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is a great game and definitely worth picking up. There's tons to do, tons to collect, tons to explore, and you will find yourself having fun for hours upon hours playing this game. The puzzles are interesting, engaging, and although the more repetitive puzzles can be a drag, they are still fun to complete. I think the comedy is great in this game, specifically with the cutscenes and the voice lines. They're very funny to watch. And there is also a handful of extras for you to unlock while you play through the game. And if you're looking to 100% the game, you're looking around 100 hours of gameplay just for that achievement. I think TT Games did a great job, and I'm looking forward to future LEGO games under this new format. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have a different view of the game or you just disagree with anything that I said, please let me know in the comments below. Remember to check out my Discord and TikTok for future clips and updates, and remember to stay fantastical. Goodbye.